equation problem here with some nice rational expressions, so I guess we call this a rational equation, of course, right? So let's go through, and in the first stage I'll call this -2 over u plus 5, and I'll put this as a -8 over, now notice the denominator here can be factored by pulling out a GCF of 4. I'm going to put 4 times u plus 5. It's a good habit, is usually to factor whenever possible. Add 3. Okay, now the process I'm going to use here is one of my favorites, is to clear these denominators. Not that we don't like denominators, but a lot of times it's less likely for me to make an error when I'm presenting in class if I get rid of the common denominators. So to that end, I'm going to multiply both sides by the expression 4 times u plus 5. So when I do this, on the left side of the equal sign, the u plus 5 and the u plus 5 would cancel, and -2 times 4 would leave you with -8. In the next spot, on the first spot on the right of the equal sign, the 4 and the u plus 5 would both cancel, and that would leave you with just a -8. And 3 times 4 is 12, and u plus 5. So notice I have distributed across all pieces. Essentially I multiplied both sides by the quantity 4 times u plus 5 by the multiplication property of equality. But as a shorthand, as I was demonstrating in class, that really just means to distribute against all of the pieces on either side. Now we have a nice equation that's more linear, right? It's all in one line for us. So I'm going to add 8 to both sides, and that's going to yield 0 equals 12u plus 5. Then if we divide by 12, this is going to give us 0 equals u plus 5. And so as a final answer, it seems like u should be equal to -5, right? But that brings up a good point with these rational equations, is that notice that the denominator here, or for that matter over here, if we were to replace u with -5, this would force the denominator to be 0. And division by 0 is an illegal move in mathematics. It causes things to be what we call undefined. So even though we did get an answer of u equals -5, the final answer to this problem is no solution, because that -5 supposed solution causes division by 0 in the initial equation. So pause the video and try to do this one on your own, and assuming you gave it a shot here, I'm going to do it very quickly so you can see all the pieces. -7 over x minus 3 equals 7 over 4 times x minus 3 subtracted by 4. The quantity we're going to choose to multiply on both sides will be 4 times x minus 3. And we're going to bring it over here, distribute here, and distribute here. And if done correctly, the first term, the 4, will not reduce, but the x minus 3 will. So we'll have a -28 equals, in the next part, both the 4 and the x minus 3 reduce, leaving us with 7. And in the last part, 4 times 4 is 16, being multiplied against x minus 3. So now, if I were to distribute, -28 equals 7 minus 16x plus 48, -28, collecting like terms would give me 55 minus 16x. Subtracting 55 from both sides would give me, let's see, -83 equaling -16x. And then finally, if we divide by -16, we'd end up getting a final answer of x equals 83 over 16. And that doesn't look like it reduces any further.